You're watching Let's Chat.
I am here now with an amazing nonprofit that's very needed in our community for women who are exiting trafficking, prostitution, addiction. This organization is called Love's Arm, and they do amazing work here in Chattanooga. I'm here with their executive director, Inza Hagens-Dyer. Thank you so much for being here today, Inza.
Good morning. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you. It's great to see you, and I really want to hear about what Love's Arm does.
Well, Love's Arm, we provide love, advocacy, and support for survivors of trafficking, addiction, and prostitution in the Chattanooga area and
Now,
surrounding areas.
And surrounding areas.
Yes.
Speaking of surrounding areas, talk to me about the need we have here and why this is a problem right here in Chattanooga.
Well, Chattanooga is said to be the #2 hub for sex trafficking in the Southeast.
Wow.
And also with the pandemic, we saw an increase in homelessness and we saw an increase in trafficking in new people on the streets.
That is so sad. Trafficking isn't necessarily what the movies say, you know, the white van speeding up to the mall and snatching the kid off the street or out of the mall. It can sometimes look very different than that. Could you tell our audience what trafficking can mean?
Absolutely. I can tell you some of the stories that we've actually heard and people have experienced where they would do something like answer an ad for a job. We had one individual who answered an ad for a job in the dramatic arts acting job, and ended up it was an acting job, all right, but not what they thought, and that person ended up being trafficked for over 3 years.
Wow.
And so it was just very interesting how it happens. We hear these stories time and time again. Individuals who get lured into something on the internet. We also have done a study and determined that most of the people that have been trafficked, like 90% of them experience some sort of early childhood trauma, sexual trauma, which leads to mental health issues. Just imagine as a child experiencing sexual trauma and not having someone to believe you or talk to you. And that can do things to your brain and affect how you make decisions and how you see the world. And we often will see that those folks will turn to drugs and alcohol to numb the pain. And with that sometimes comes the need to feed those addictions, and that can also lead to trafficking.
Oh, Inza, thank you for opening our eyes about this. Love's Arm has always done that with the work I've done with them. I'm seeing not just how close it is to here in Chattanooga, but how these women aren't to be shamed, but they're to be loved, because like you said, I talk about my boys a lot. These women didn't grow up with loving parents to watch them and keep them safe. They're in this situation through no choice of their own. So how can people get in touch with Love's Arm, donate, volunteer?
Yes. Well, you can reach us on our website, letsarmoutreach.org, and there you'll find a wealth of resources. You'll find so many ways you can connect. You can volunteer. We always need volunteers. You can donate. We always can, use that type of support as well. And most of all, you can just learn. You can become aware of what this whole thing is about. We often ask people, you'll look at people and you'll say, why'd you do that? Why are you doing that? The question is, what happened to you?
That's amazing, and what an amazing way to end this interview, because that's how we need to look at these women, with compassion. Thank you so much for being here today, Inza. That's letsarmoutreach.org, and Happy New Year to you.
Thank you.
Congrats on the role of executive directorship, and God bless Love's Arm.
Thank you so much.